Alrighty, welcome out this morning to the Olympus IMX Challenge. In the water up first, we have the 100-yard freestyle race. In lane 2, we've got Jack Silent. Lane 3, Dylan Workman. Lane 4, Thomas Thorham. Lane 5, Benjamin Jacobson. And lane 6, Jack Frank. Looks like Dylan Workman is not here, but the other 4 are. They're pretty tight right now, pretty close together. Looks like we're going to have Jack Frank in lane 6, touch the wall just barely first at that 50-meter split. He's coming in at a 41-second split there. And just a little bit of length on the other 3 swimmers to start. Just behind him in lane 4, going to be Thomas Thorham. As all these swimmers pretty close together as they hit 75 meters. We'll see what they can do in the last 25. And it looks like in lane 4 is Thomas Thorham pulling away in these last 25 meters. And he's going to come in at a time of 1:27. In second, lane 2, Jack Silent at 1:31. Jack Frank in lane 6 at 1:31 as well. Just 0.06 of a second behind Jack Silent in lane 2. And then Benjamin Jacobson in lane 5 coming in at 1:32. So all within 5 seconds of each other. A pretty close race for these young kids. And on to heat 2 we go. In the water in lane 2, Peyton Oakes. In lane 3, Chrysander Luris. Lane 4, Emmett Stapley. In lane 5, Beatrice Stoles. And in lane 6, TJ Beeman. Breaking out early in lane 3, going to be Chrysander Luris. Close behind is Emmett Stapley in lane 4. Still ahead of everyone here in lane 3 is Chrysander Luris, and she's going to come in, see if she can get in under a minute 20, and she does. A minute 16 for Chrysander. Emmett Stapley coming in behind him at a minute 29. Then in lane 4, going to be Emmett Stapley. I apologize. Lane 5, Beatrice Stoles, followed by TJ Beeman. Beeman coming in at 146. And in lane 2, Peyton Oakes, the time of 1:56. Up next, heat number 3, Charlotte Jacobson in lane 2. Looks like she is not in the water. All right, so we've got Amelia Hayden in lane 3, Ellie Searer in lane 4, Charlotte Searer in lane 5. Those 3 very close together at this point. And then we've got Peter Lazar in lane 6. Just a little bit ahead of everyone else, though, in lane 5, going to be Charlotte Searer. We'll see what she can do to hold on to this. As we approach the last 25 meters now. Coming in to touch the wall first with a minute 27 time in lane 5 is Charlotte Searer, followed behind by her sister, Ellie Searer, the time of 1:32. All right, heat 4 going into the water now. In lane 2, we've got Ellie Porath. Lane 3, Miles Johnson. Lane 4, Gavin Hawes. Lane 5, Blake Bates. And lane 6, Peter Lazar. Taking off quickly is Miles Johnson in lane 3. Almost done with his 100 meters. Let's see if he can get to the wall with a split of 30 seconds. And he does, 30.35. On pace for a 1 minute 100 butterfly. I'm sorry, 100 free. And absolutely flying is Miles in lane 3. These four swimmers have spread apart quite a bit here. Looks like we're missing Peter Lazar in lane 6. Absolutely on fire. A minute 4.73 for Miles Johnson. Miles cut off 44 seconds from his 100 free time. That's really impressive. Coming in second here with a minute 26 time is Gavin Hawes. Blake and Ellie coming in very close together. Looks like Blake's just going to hit the wall first. Just a second before Ellie. And that will take us to heat number 5. All 6 lanes full here. Heat number 5 underway as they go into the pool. Brecken Frank going to be in lane 1. Lane 2, Ava Jones. Lane 3, Annie Kitt. Lane 4, Lucas Wu. Lane 5, Sophia Simpson. And lane 6, Annika Simonsen. Just a little bit ahead of everyone in lane 6 here is Annika Simonsen. Followed close behind in lane 2. That's going to be Ava Jones. And then neck and neck in lanes 3 and 4 is Annie and Lucas. Annika still ahead of everyone here. Annika does not have a previous time on this 100 free, She's going to touch in at a minute 11. Then a very close race for second. Getting there first is going to be Ava Jones, a minute 17. She cut off just about 10 seconds on her previous time, followed by in lane 4, Lucas Wu. Lucas cutting off 7 seconds, as well as Annie Kitt in lane 3. She'll cut off about 5 seconds as well. Everyone with some really good races so far this morning. And up next in the pool is going to be heat number 6 as you see them going here. In lane 1, we've got Ethan Tao. Lane 2, Nell Kowalczyk. Lane 3, Tabian Ulabari. Lane 4, Chloe Cedarholm. Lane 5, Fia Dawsonbit. And lane 6, Penny Pope. Just barely ahead of everyone in lane 3, going to be Tabian Ulabari. And Tavian going to touch the wall first here, minute 8. Cutting off about a second for him. Followed by in second, lane 5, Fia Dawsonbit. She shaves off about a half second of her previous time. And in the water next, we're going to have heat 7 for 100 free. In lane 1, we've got Ruby Pope. Lane 2, Kenna McDonald. Lane 3, Amelia Connor. Lane 4, Stockton Rogers. Lane 5, Oscar Astle. And lane 6, Justin Tao. All 6 of these guys very close together as we approach 50 meters. We'll see who can touch the wall first. I could not even take a guess. It's probably going to be lane 2, and it is. 30.1 seconds. Coming out of lane 2, that's Kenna McDonald. Just squeaking in past everyone, but they all came in either at 30 or 31 seconds, so they're all very close together. We'll see who can manage to pull away here as we go into the final 25 meters. It looks like it's going to be in lane 2, Kenna McDonald. It's just a little bit. But lanes 4 and 5 are catching up here. We've got Stockton and Oscar putting up a fight. It looks like Oscar is going to try and pull ahead, and he does. A minute 3 for Oscar Astle. And he'll squeak in just 0.03 of a second ahead of Kenna McDonald coming out of lane number 2. Into the water goes heat number 8. In lane 1, Haley Christiansen. Lane 2, Lycan Swenson. Lane 3, Madeline Moran. Lane 4, Lorraine Moran. Lane 5, Connor Swenson. And in lane 6, Eliza Arviseth. In lane 5, Connor Swenson. He's going to touch the wall first. A split of 26.8 for the first 50 meters. These guys split up pretty well here. It looks like it's going to be Connor taking it here. And it will be. He's going to touch in at 54.91. He cut off about 7 seconds from his previous time. Coming in second is Lycan Swenson in lane 2 at the time of 56.88. And in third Coming out of lane 3, Madeline Moran with a time of 58 seconds. Up next, heat 9, in lane 1, Gemma Dawsonbit. Lane 2, Miles Moran. Lane 3, Abraham Astle. Lane 4, Owen Hartman. Lane 5, Sadie McDonald. And lane 6, Reef Yoked. Coming in first at the first split, going to be in lane 3, Abraham Astle at the time of 25.41 seconds. And it's going to be very close between Abraham and Owen Hartman. Abraham Astle, Owen Hartman going to the wall. Absolutely incredible. It's going to be Owen Hartman touching in at 52.05. Followed by Abraham Astle in at 52.11, 6 thousandths of a second. And Owen will take that one for heat number 9. Heat 10 goes into the water here. In lane 1, we've got Brighton Simons. Lane 2, Will De La Garza. Lane 3, Nico Morton. Lane 4, Robs Barton. Lane 5, Luke Garstang. And lane 6, Vincent Wu. So far, looks like our strongest 3 swimmers at the moment are in lanes 2, 3, and 4. That's going to be De La Garza, Morton, and Barton. Looks like Morton's just ahead of the other 2. However, in lane 3, Morton's still with a little bit of an edge here. But it looks like De La Garza is putting up a fight. They go to the wall, and it will be De La Garza, 3 thousandths of a second. And he'll get the edge there, 50.22 for De La Garza, followed by Morton with 50.25. And then 50.75 from Barton in lane 4. Very tight between those 3. And now our final heat for this event, number 8, heat 11. And this will be Will Jones in lane 1, Ethan Astle in lane 2, Evan Van Brocklin in lane 3, Jack Saber in lane 4, Eric Chamberlain lane 5, and Ian Connor in lane 6. These are very fast swimmers. As we get deeper into the heats for each event, everyone gets faster. It looks like it's going to be Van Brocklin going to the wall first. A very quick one for him, 46.3 for Van Brocklin. Followed by in lane 4, Jack Saber with a time of 47.32. That will do it for our event number 8, and we've already got event 9 in the water. We've only got one heat for that, and this is our 200-yard free race. Addison Eldridge in lane 2. Yuma Bodmajov in lane 3. Doesn't look like we have anyone in lane 4. And we've got Miri Glockner in lane 5. Only 3 swimmers for this 200 free event. Away early is going to be Yuma Bodmajov in lane 3. coming in, going to be in first here. Coming out of lane 3, going to be Yuma Badmajov with a time of 2:55.02. He shaves off a couple seconds. I'm sorry, he shaves off a couple seconds from his previous time. A time of 3:34 in lane 5 for Miri Glockner, followed by a time of 3:36 in lane 3, in lane 2 from Addison Eldridge. That will do it for event number 9, and the only heat in that event. Up next, we've got event number 10. We've got 3 heats for this one, and this is going to be what looks like, looks like it's going to be our longest one of the day. This is our 500-yard freestyle. It's very interesting to be able to watch a 50-yard free and a 100-yard free, and then to watch a 500-yard free. Both kinds of swimmers are extremely different in the fact that your 50 and 100-yard freestylers are more accustomed to sprinting, very quick races, putting all their energy in one place, whereas if you're racing the 500 free, you really got to conserve energy and pace yourself. Usually these are 5 to 7 minute races. I don't think I've said who's in each lane. Looks like we've got in lane 1, Vienna Lemon. Lane 2, Preston Tang. Lane 3, Desiree Kitt. Lane 4, Gemma Dawsonbit. Lane 5, Isaac Wardle and Ollie Reyes in lane 6. Looks like we're almost 3/4 done here. It looks like in ahead of everyone, at least so far, in lane 5 is Isaac Wardle. He's got just 100 meters left. Isaac Wardle going into his last 25 meters here. He's going to hit the wall. Followed along by lanes 3 and 2. That's going to be Desiree Kitt and Preston Tang. Wardle coming in here, and it looks like he may get under 6 minutes. He does. 5:57 for Isaac Wardle. He shaved off almost a minute there off his previous time. Very impressive. In lane 2, Preston Tang coming in at 6:01, followed by Desiree Kitt in lane 3 at 6:05. Then in lane 1, we've got Vienna Lemon at 6:17. She shaved off over a minute and 10 seconds off her previous time. Very impressive. And then in lane 4, the time of 6:19, shaving off 20 seconds for herself, is Gemma Dawsonbit. Ollie Reyes going into her final 100 meters, or 75 meters, I should say. Ollie Reyes into her final few meters here. And she'll touch in at 9:39.97. No previous time for her. Missing swimmers out of lane 1 and 4. For heat number 2 of the 500 free. In lane 2, we've got Taylor Hooton. Lane 3, Campbell Keller. Lane 4, Alexandra Lund. And in lane 5, Alexandra Lund. And then in 6, we've got Malia Matsamori. All of them pretty close together here. They should tend to split apart, though. Very rare that you see all the swimmers in a distance race like the 500 free stay together, but it is a lot of motivation to keep going as you see someone either to your left or right. Helps keep you quite encouraged here. It's also very rare that you see anyone swim both the 50 or 100 free followed by the 500 free. Looks like Evan Brocklin is up to do it next heat, though. He had the fastest time on my sheet previously in the 100 free with 46.03. He also holds the fastest time for the 500 free at 4:34.75. We'll see what he can do to shave off time there. Just a little over halfway through this heat, number 2 of the 500 free. And in the lead so far in lane 3 is Campbell Keller. She's going to hit 300 meters and, nope, 275, I believe. No, that was her 300 meter mark. That'll take her in at 322 so far. Into the final about 200 meters here. I'm sorry, 100 meters for Campbell Keller. Keller with a pretty good time so far. She hits the wall, 75 meters to go for Campbell. Followed by in lane 2, Taylor Hooten. Hooten looks to be just a few seconds behind Keller right now. Keller 1 lap to go as you hear the bell. Followed by Hooten in lane 2. Then lane 6, Malia Matsamori. Keller brought up the pace a lot here on the final 25 meters. She's going to come in at 538.82. Followed by in lane 2, 544 from Taylor Hooten. Then lane 6, coming in just under 6 minutes, 5:57. Shaving off 10 seconds from Malia Matsumori. And then lane 5 with a time of 6:08.56 is Alexandra Lund. Heat 3 goes into the water for the 500 free here. Vincent Wu not in lane 6. However, all other 5 lanes are filled here. In lane 1, we've got Gabe Jones. Lane 2, Eric Chamberlain. Lane 3, Evan Van Brockland. Lane 4, Matt Quackenbush. Lane 5, Colleen McWilliams. It's Van Brockland and Quackenbush to start here. Very tight together. Just 0.02 of a second off of each other at this moment. It looks like it's Quackenbush just ahead of Van Brockland. They've got to pace themselves as they hit 75 meters here. It's Van Brockland and Quackenbush, though. Quackenbush has got a body length, though, ahead of Van Brockland so far. We'll see if either of these guys can shave off some time. They're at 175 meters already. They hit the wall for 2:25, and we'll see what their times are at about halfway and get a rough estimate of what they'll be at the finish here as we see Quackenbush hit for his 250-meter time. 2:18 for Quackenbush, 2:22 for Van Brockland. That puts them just about on PR pace, especially for Quackenbush here. Van Brockland just a little bit behind his PR. However, like I mentioned earlier, he also just swam one of the sprint races, the 100 free. And then now swimming the 500 free. Very rarely do you see swimmers swim both. Touching in at 375 meters is Quackenbush. We'll see what he's got at 400 meters. Van Brockland touches up at 375 as well. Quackenbush at 345 with only 100 meters left to go. Van Brockland in at 354 now. Quackenbush has been swimming very well so far, and I don't believe we saw him earlier So this is his first race of the day, which is a good thing for him. Van Brocklin, like I mentioned earlier, probably a little bit tired after swimming the 100 free. Quackenbush in at 4:15 with 50 meters to go. Van Brocklin in at 4:24 with 50 meters to go. Quackenbush hits the wall, sees red, 25 meters left. Van Brocklin hitting red as well. He's got 25 meters to go. And Quackenbush hits the wall. He'll get 4:44.4. Just 4 seconds over his PR. Van Brocklin in at 4:54. Neither of these guys able to shave off time, but still very quick. Colleen McWilliams, I'm sorry, that's Gabe Jones in lane 1 with a time of 4:59, followed by in lane 5, Colleen McWilliams at 5:16, and then with a time of 5:18, Eric Chamberlain in lane 2. That will do it for event 10. Up next, we've got the 50-yard breaststroke. These are all 8-year-olds. And then Ava Cedarholm in lane 6. She's 6 years old here. Going into the wall first in lane number 3 with a time of 55.07 seconds is Jack Silen. Up next, heat number 2 in lane 2. We've got Henry Astle, lane 3. Doesn't look like anybody's in lane 3 for this heat. Lane 4, Peyton Oakes. Lane 5, Emmett Stapley. And in lane 6, Beatrice Stoles. It's Stoles and Stapley in together here. Stoles looking like she might just get the edge here at the wall. And she does. About a half seconds ahead of Stapley. Stoles coming in at 49.5. And Stapley in at 50 seconds. Followed by in lane 2 with a time of 54.63. Henry Astle. Looks like we're missing quite a few swimmers for this heat. We only got 3 out of the 6 slated. Sophia Simpson in lane 2, Ellie Porath in lane 3, and Amelia Hayden in lane 6. Looks like touching the wall first is going to be Ellie Porath with a time of 54.63. Followed by in lane 2, a minute 1.88 from Sophia Simpson, and then a minute 4 from Hayden Amelia. That'll do it for heat number 3. Heat 4 on the blocks. We got all 6 swimmers on. And in for breaststroke, in lane 1, Annika Simonson. Lane 2, Zoe Galbraith. Lane 3, Miles Johnson. Lane 4, Penny Pope. Lane 5, TJ Beeman. And lane 6, Blake Bates. Coming in at the wall first, in lane number 3, Miles Johnson. He's got a time of 40.17. A very fast time as he cuts off 14 seconds. From his previous time, followed by in lane 1, Annika Simonson with 43.16. It's a pretty fast time as she has never raced this one before. On to heat number 5 now, I apologize. For this event. In lane 1, Addison Eldridge. Lane 2, Ellie Searer. Lane 3, Ava Jones. Lane 4, Catherine Handy. Lane 5, Nell Kolczek. And lane 6 is Charlotte Searer. Coming in to hit the wall first in lane 3 with a time of... Looks like that's Ava Jones. Her time is not populated yet here on the board. But she was ahead of Fia Dawsonbet, who came in second. And Ava Jones with a time of 44.26. She shaves off about 6 seconds of her previous time. Everyone's shaving down today off their times. This is heat 6 of 6. Tavian Ulubari, lane 1. Abraham Assel, lane 2. Jack Saber, lane 3. Miles Moran, lane 4. Fia Dawson, lane 5. And Charlotte Searer, lane 6. And coming in with a time of 26.62 in lane 3 is going to be Jack Saber. He shaves off about a second, which is very impressive in these sprint races. And that'll do it for that event. Up next, we've got the 100-yard breaststroke. We've only got a couple heats for this one. In lane 2, Ellie Searer. Lane 3, Ethan Tao. Lane 4, Ollie Reyes. And lane 5, Mary Glockner. Coming in, lane number 3, going to be Ethan Tao, in with a time of 1:46.79. He shaves off about 6 seconds. Followed by in lane 2, Ellie Searer. Then Miri Glockner and Ollie Reyes. That'll do it for Heat 1. Heat 2 up next. All 6 lanes full here. Charlotte Searer in lane 1. Vienna Lemon in lane 2. Lane 3, Lorraine Moran. Lane 4, Stockton Rogers. Lane 5, Justin Tao. And lane 6, Yuma Bodmajov. Taking off early. In lane 3 is Lorraine Moran. She's got a previous time of 1:14. We'll see what she can do here. If she can take off some time, her split is at 35 seconds. For her first 50 meters. That would put her on pace to shave off about 4 seconds. We'll see what she can do here as she hits the wall for 75 meters. Lorraine Moran coming in to the last 10 meters here. It's at 1:10 now. Her previous time 1:14. Moran comes in at 1:13.6. She shaves off over a second there. Followed by in lane 4, Stockton Rogers with a time of 1:22. Then lane 2, Vienna Lemon at 1:28. Lane 1 going to be Charlotte Searer up next at 1:46, and then 1:47 from Yuma Bodmajov. In lane 6. I forgot about Justin Tao. I apologize. He got 1:31 in lane 5. And we are already in the water for another one. This is event number 13, Heat 1. Gabby Henry in lane 1. Gemma Dawsonbit Gabby Henry is in lane 2. Gemma Dawsonbit lane 3. And then Preston Tang in lane 4. Only 3 on this first heat. Five thousandths of a second off of each other are Gabby Henry and Gemma Dawson, but we'll see who can pull ahead here. They're neck and neck in the water, followed close behind, however, by Preston Tang as they hit 75 meters now. They've got to swim 200 as they come back to touch the halfway point. Coming into the wall here. It looks like just with a little bit of an advantage here is Gemma Dawsonbit. Dawsonbit, the time of 2:52. Followed close behind by Preston Tang with 2:53. And then at 3:05, Gabby Henry. Up next for heat number 2 of the 200-yard breaststroke. Miles Johnson in lane 2, Owen Hartman lane 3, Caroline Cooper lane 4, and Eric Chamberlain in lane 5. Coming in to touch the wall first in lane 3, Owen Hartman with a time of 2:27. He takes off just over 20 seconds off his previous time. In lane 5, Eric Chamberlain at 2 minutes 40 seconds. Followed by in lane 4 at 2:47, Caroline Cooper. And coming in for the final few meters in lane 2 going to be Miles Johnson. He comes in at 3:14.07. Heat number 2 done with, and on to late heat number 3 we go. Moving quick here at Olympus. Isaac Wardle in lane 1, Alexandra Lund lane 2, Amelia Connor lane 3, Leah Merrill lane 4, and Brighton Simons lane 5, followed by Sadie McDonald in lane 6. As we go into these last about 50 meters here, or 25 meters, I should say, of this 200-yard breaststroke race. Touching the wall first in lane number 1 at 2 minutes 40 seconds is Isaac Wardle, followed behind at 2:46 from Brighton Simons. Then lane 6 at 2:46 as well, Sadie McDonald. Heat number 4 goes into the water. Kenna McDonald in lane 1, Lycan Swenson lane 2, Robs Barton lane 3, Will De La Garza in lane 4, Taylor Hooton in lane 5, and Malia Matsamori in lane 6. As we go into these final few meters here, very close together in lanes 3 and 4. That is the closest race I think we've seen at this meet. Will De La Garza I saw Will and Robs Barton in lanes 3 and 4 chatting before they announced that this is a Chick-fil-A race, which means you could win a Chick-fil-A coupon if you win. Will De La Garza at 2:23.63. And unfortunately for Robs Barton, he came in 0.03 of a second later at 2:23.66. So congrats to Will De La Garza on that one. That will do it for Heat 4. Heat 5 up on the blocks and into the water they go. Kyle Lawson in lane 1. Lane 2, Justin Chamberlain. Lane 3, Ian Connor. Lane 4, Madeline Moran. Lane 5, Colleen McWilliams. And lane 6, Gabe Jones. Coming in lane 3 is Ian Connor. He'll touch in at 2:18. He gets 4 seconds off his previous time. Then in lane 2 at 2:26 is Justin Chamberlain. Followed behind in lane 6 at 2:25 from Gabe Jones. Up next, heat number 5. Will Jones in lane 1, Evan Van Brock in lane 2, Bridger Sink in lane 3, Ethan Astle in lane 4, and Luke Garstang lane 5, followed by Reef Yoked in lane 6. So far, it's Bridger Sink ahead of Van Brocklin just by a hair. Sink coming in at 1:34 for his 150 meters, followed by Van Brocklin just under a second behind him at 1:35. Sink slowly inching away from Van Brocklin, but these two are definitely in the lead so far. Van Brocklin got a little bit of some room on him on that turn. They go into 200 meters. It looks like it'll be Sink just barely. He comes in at 2:07.46 and 0.45, and Van Brocklin in at 2:08. We are in the 50-yard butterfly now. In lane 2, Boston Allen. Lane 3, Benjamin Jacobson. Lane 4, Thomas Thorham. Lane 5, Sam Jensen. And lane 6, Dylan Workman. Coming in and just barely in first in lane 4 is Thomas Thorham. He comes in at 48.53. Followed close behind in lane 5 from Sam Jensen at 49.9. Up next, we've got Heat 2. We've got Cassandra Luris in lane 2, Jack Frank lane 3, Addison Eldridge lane 4, and Annie Kitt in lane 6. No one in lanes 1 and 5 for this heat. In the lead so far, Jack Frank in lane, oh, I'm sorry, that is Cassandra Luris in lane 2, followed close behind by Jack Frank and Addison and Annie Kitt in lanes 3 and 6. Coming in first, however, at 41.2 is Cassandra Luris. Followed behind by lane 6, Annie Kitt at 46.42. Looks like we are missing quite a few people here. We've only got 2 swimmers for this heat. Gavin Hawes in lane 3, as well as Ellie Parath in lane 6. Oh, Ellie looks like she lost her glasses. That is the worst thing as a swimmer. She's got them just over her mouth. That is going to be extremely difficult to try and swim butterfly like that. She can't see anything at all. And her goggles are over her mouth. Absolutely brutal. Good on her for continuing to swim like that. That is the worst thing that can happen as a swimmer. And not only did they fall off, but they are stuck in her mouth as they fell off. Heat number 4 up and in the water. Emmett Stapley in lane 1. Ava Jones, lane 2. Nell Kowalczyk in lane 3. Catherine Handy, lane 4. Charlotte Searer in lane 5. And Blake Bates is in lane 6. Coming in just barely ahead of everyone in lane 3 is Nell Kowalczyk at 39.34. Followed behind in lane 4 by Catherine Handy at 41.93. All 6 new swimmers in the water for Heat 5 now. Ruby Pope in lane 1. Desiree Kitt, lane 2. Lorraine Moran, lane 3. Eliza Aberseth in lane 4. Oscar Astle in lane 5. Stockton Rogers in lane 6. It's a tight one. It looks like pulling away, however, is Lorraine Moran in lane 3. Close on her tail is Eliza Aberseth in lane 4. Extremely close. And Moran will come in just behind. That is by far the closest race we've seen all day. And you can't get closer than that. Moran came in at 30.71 and Aberseth at 30.72. Almost the exact same time and a tie on the board. But it's Moran with just 1,000th of a second ahead of Aberseth, and coming in hot here in lane 3 is Jack Saber at 23.47. I didn't even get a chance to read off who was in there for heat number 6. We had Campbell Keller lane 1, Jade Garstein lane 2, Jack Saber lane 3, Robs Barton lane 4, Madeline Moran lane 5, and Haley Christiansen in lane 6. All right, 100-yard IM is up next here. In lane 2, we've got Sam Jensen, Ellie Searer, lane 3, Thomas Thorne, lane 4, TJ Beeman, lane 5, and Beatrice Stoles in lane 6. As we go into the final 25 meters here, it looks like in lane 3, it is Ellie Searer. But pulling ahead of her is Thomas Thorne. He looks like he's got the faster freestyle. He was about a body length behind her at the start of this 25 meters. Now he's a body length ahead of her. Absolute dominance from Thomas Thorne. And he will come in at 1 minute 40 seconds and win that heat. Up next, lanes 2, 3, and 4, Miles Johnson, Annie Kitt, Penny Pope in heat number 2. Coming into the final 50, or 25 meters, I should say here. And in the lead, we've got in lane 2, Miles Johnson. Johnson with a previous time of 2 minutes on this 100-yard IM, and he's going to come in way ahead of that. He's going to take the heat, and he comes in at a minute 23.49, over 30 seconds off of his time. Very impressive from Johnson in lane 2. Heat 3 up next. All 6 swimmers on the blocks here. In lane 1, Vienna Lemon. In lane 2, Ethan Tao. Lane 3, Yuma Badamjov. Lane 4, Chloe Cedarholm. Lane 5, Cassandra Luris. And lane 6, Lucas Wu. So far in the lead, and on to backstroke we go for these 25 meters. In lane 1, it's Vienna Lemon for the time being, but in lane 4, we've got Tavian Ulibarri putting in work on the backstroke. Tavian hits the wall just about a second after Vienna Lemon. We'll see who has the better breaststroke here. It looks like it's Lemon pulling ahead once again. This is my favorite part about IM is you see so many different swimmers. Some specialize in different strokes, and so you see them pulling ahead of each other back and forth. As we see Vienna Lemon has pulled away a good amount here. And in lane 4, we've got Chloe Cedarholm, who's now pulled into second by a good margin here. Vienna Lemon coming in to the wall now at a minute 14. She gets off 50 seconds of her previous time. Followed behind at a minute 19 from Chloe Cedarholm. She gets off about 7 seconds. And up next for heat number 4, in lane number 1, we've got Ruby Pope. Lane number 2, Nell Koliksik. Lane 3, Haley Christiansen. Lane 4, Tavian Ulibarri. Lane 5, Fia Dawsonbit. Lane 6, Justin Towle. Coming into the final 25 meters now. And in the lead so far, this is lane 3, Haley Christiansen. She hits at a minute 13 flat. Shaving off over 5 seconds off her time. And in a close second at a minute 15 from Justin Towle in lane number 6. Final heat of this event. Heat number 5. In lane 1, Amelia Connor. Lane 2, Owen Hartman. Lane 3, Evan Van Brocklin. Lane 4, Sadie McDonald. Lane 5, Connor Swenson. And lane 6, Eliza Arvseth. Van Brocklin with a ton of speed here. Van Brocklin with a good margin on everyone else here. He's pretty much good at every stroke. Van Brocklin coming in hot here. We'll see what he can do. Previous time of 54.49. He might be able to beat it, and he does. 53.75 for Van Brocklin. And in second, in lane 5, it's Connor Swenson at a minute 1.81. We're going to take a 10-minute break here and step aside. We'll be back in 10 minutes for our final event. That's going to be the 400-yard IM up next. And we'll be back in just a moment. Alrighty, this is the 400-meter IM up next. And they go into the water now. In lane 1, we've got Colleen McWilliams. Lane 2, Ian Connor. Lane 3, Will Jones. Lane 4, Nico Morton. Lane 5, Eric Chamberlain. And in lane 6, Matt Quackenbush. On to backstroke now as they hit 125 meters. And now 150 for a couple of them. Coming in lane 3, this is Will Jones. This will be his 50% mark as he hits 200 meters and goes into breaststroke now. Followed by in lane 4, Nico Morton, close behind him, just 4 seconds behind the time of Jones so far, and then 6 seconds behind Morton, it is Ian Connor in lane 2. Into the final 100 meters, it is Will Jones in lane 3, followed by Nico Morton in lane 4. He hits now. These two are just 5 seconds off of each other. We'll see if Morton can get a better freestyle stroke and catch up to Will Jones, but that does not appear like it's going to be the case. Will Jones with a lot of power here in lane 3. He comes in just 50 meters to go. Will Jones comes in and hits at 4:07.41. Close behind him at 4:14 in lane 4 is Nico Morton. Coming in at 4:49 In lane 5 is Eric Chamberlain, and that will take us to heat number 2. In lane number 1, we've got Justin Chamberlain. In lane number 2, Madeline Moran. Lane 3, Miles Moran. Lane 4, Kyle Lawson. Lane 5, Leah Lamerrill. And in lane 6, Campbell Keller. Very close between lanes 3, 4, and 6. That's Miles Moran, Leah Merrill, and Campbell Keller. All hitting 100 meters at the same time and straight into the backstroke. So they're all pretty well evenly matched in butterfly. We'll see who can pull away with the backstroke here. Like I mentioned earlier, one of the my favorite things about the IM is you can see someone go from last to first simply by perfecting one of their strokes. And as we see here in lane 3, Miles Moran slowly pulling ahead with his backstroke here. But he could also then fall behind on breaststroke next, and somebody else could pull ahead very easily. So very interesting races to watch as we do IM. Into breaststroke they go. Miles Moran just about a body length ahead of Kyle Lawson in lane 4. And then a body length behind her about is Leah Merrill. I'm sorry, that's Campbell Keller in lane 6. Into the last 50 meters, 100 meters for Miles Moran. His split at 300 meters is 3:37. Miles Moran in at 3:39. I'm sorry, 4:49:39. Wow, I'm struggling. Moran in at 4:39. Followed behind by Kyle Lawson at 4:48. And then lane 1 at 4:56 is Justin Chamberlain. Lane 6 at 5:09, Campbell Keller and Madeline Moran in at 5:10. Our final heat of this event and this meet. In lane 2, Desiree Kitt. Lane 3, Caroline Cooper. And in lane 4, Gabby Henry. Ahead of everyone so far in lane number 3, this is Caroline Cooper. Cooper going into backstroke here. She hits 100 meters, followed behind by Gabby Henry. And now it's Kitt hitting the wall. Into breaststroke now is Caroline Cooper. And now Gabby Henry hitting the breaststroke. And Desiree Kitt hitting the wall now. Hitting the wall now. This is Caroline Cooper. Cooper hits the wall and she's into freestyle now. into freestyle. Both Gabby and Desiree, they're neck and neck now. Caroline Cooper ahead of both of them by pretty much a full 25 meters. A little bit more than that now. By Gabby and Desiree, very close together now. Last 50 meters here for Caroline. Gabby with just a little bit of an edge over Desiree. And the last 10 meters in for Caroline Cooper. Cooper's going to go to the wall. And she's going to get a time of 5:06.94. Gabby Henry has now pulled ahead of Desiree Kitt a little bit more now. Kitt was catching up to Cooper, or I'm sorry, up to Henry at the end of the breaststroke, but Henry with a much stronger freestyle, and she'll hit at 5:29. And Desiree Kitt in at 3:35. She gets off 20 seconds. 5:35, I apologize. She gets off 30 seconds of her time. And that will be the end of this meet. Thank you for joining us. If you were here last night and this morning, we appreciate it. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at GameOnLS. Stay up to date on all of our current events that we are streaming. We got Utah mountain biking down in Cedar City this weekend. Go ahead and tune into that. You're live there right now. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great day.